One of the honors of winning the Coca-Cola 600 is getting to come here to the Arlington National Cemetery. It gives you more of an appreciation for the men and women who have sacrificed their lives and are currently serving.
Honestly, I feel like I could come here every day and still feel the impact and how meaningful this place is. I've never been more proud than to be here today and to be American, to see the way that we honor and remember.
We're members of the Old Guard, but we are tenants of Arlington National Cemetery. So we operate here in the cemetery 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We've been doing so, continuing an 84-year legacy, which we refer to as our vigil, which began in 1937.
You can tell that every step they take, every move they make, that there's dedication, perfection. It's quite a sight to see.
You know, there's so much prestige with the 600, and then having a tradition like this now just adds on to that. Proud to pay my respects and feel this sense of honor here.
This gives us the opportunity to honor him and all of those who made that sacrifice so that other people didn't have to. It is a very emotional day for us.
Growing up in Long Island, New York, Matthew Bayless was always selfless and understood the meaning of serving one's country through his family history.
I have grandparents that fought in the First World War. My father was in the Second World War. I was drafted back in 1970 myself. And Matt's mom, Lori, her family has quite a military history too. So Matthew was brought up around military values.
Matthew's own calling to serve came on a singular day when he was just 14.
The unthinkable happened today. The World Trade Center, both towers gone, and we are all...
From 9/11 on, he made a decision that he was going to do it. He was going to be in the infantry. He knew that he would be a good soldier.
After high school graduation in 2005, Matthew enlisted. By the fall of 2006, he was deployed to Iraq and into combat.
He was a saw gunner, so his job during times of conflict was to lay down a line of fire. He did come home for a short leave, about 10 days.
When he arrived at the airport, he was still wearing his fatigues that had blood stains on it from his sergeant was killed. He had transformed from a high school graduate to a combat veteran that has seen too much in his 19 years of life already. Too much.
Matthew returned, and on May 30th, 2007, his platoon came under heavy fire in Baghdad.
His platoon leader had been shot. Matt's job as a saw gunner was to lay that line of fire so that the rest of his platoon could go in and pull him out. They were able to take him out, and then at that point, Matthew was shot.
Matthew Bayless died the next day. He was 20 years old.
It's just pure grief. You don't know what to do, what to say, what to think. You cry. And it has hurt for 15 years. It'll never change.
Matt died doing what he did best and what he loved. And I don't believe that if he was given the choice to go back and do it again, that he would change anything.
"15 years have passed. The loss remains. But so does the honor. And a decade and a half later, for one family, it takes a new shape. This weekend, millions will have the chance to see Bayless's name atop the windshield of the number 48 car, driven by Alex Bowman.
I don't think there are any heroes in sports that can compare to the type of hero that Matthew was. I think anybody that gives their life to save others' lives is much more of a hero than anybody in sports could ever be. It's just an honor to have his name on the car. Hopefully we make him proud. Hopefully he can help guide us to victory lane.
Matthew would be proud, but more so for the others that are with him that are being honored. He would feel that he is honored to be with them. We always have to honor the warrior who has taken upon himself to put himself in harm's way and serve his country.
To honor and to remember, always.
Driver, start your engine!
Thanks for sharing your Memorial Day weekend with us.
The Coca-Cola 600 is underway.
Neither one of us has help by 1.5.
See Priest get loose. Car gets out from it, and then Buscher, right in his tire tracks, did the exact same thing.
It's almost, Clint, like he reacted to when he saw Priest getting loose, trying to get turned on the racetrack, and we talked about it yesterday. A lot of bumps right there in the middle of turns 3 and 4.
And I think Gregson did the same thing, following suit. He was just trying to get out of the way, spun to the inside, but I don't think he got in anything.
Restarted 8th. He's first.
Well, Kyle Busch is holding tough on the outside. Oh, he's loose! Into the wall, he's around! And it's like he spurred just a little more throttle, trying to hang on his outside. That thing got loose, and away it went.
And the crowd goes wild when they see the 18 go around.
Daniel Suarez in a Chevy. Denny Hamlin in a Toyota is your front row for the restart.
You cleared the 11.
Tell you this, Clint's pretty quick study. There's fewer Toyotas up front and a lot more Hendrick cars all of a sudden.
Going 3 wide in the middle of 3 and 4. Ricky Stenhouse and others stuck in the middle, as was Eric Jones in the 43.
Yeah, and guys, no shock to see Chase Elliott up front, winning a stage. He scored the most stage points of any driver in the series this year. And he is quietly, Clint, I think, having a spectacular season.
The battle for 10th place, Hamlin and Byron. At the end of the stage, it is Hamlin that picks up the final stage point. Chase Elliott has won stages on the Charlotte Roval combination oval and road course. This is his 3rd stage win of the year and his first on the Charlotte 1.5 mile oval. And Bubba Wallace down the front straightaway. From 4th place, slides almost to a halt, and caution is out again.
I'll tell you what, that couldn't have worked out any better for Bubba Wallace, being able to slide right into his pit stall, not create any more damage to that car. We heard the tires pop just before he stopped there in the Roval chicane.
And down on the bottom of the racetrack, it just came around on him. Did a good job of keeping it out of the wall, staying into the throttle, running it right down. Now, I will disagree with you, Jamie. It probably could have worked out a little better, but if you're going to do it, rolling right into your pits is a pretty good spot. Tire went down. I think it went down in a good place. Thank gosh they have the turf right here on the inside of the racetrack. That 2 years ago, or what was it, 3 or 4 years ago, when that was grass, that would have ripped the whole front end off this car. So hats off to Marcus Smith and team for putting that turf in this racetrack.
big trouble into the wall, bringing out the 7th caution flag of the night with his Penske Ford. And he'll come into your frame from the right. There he is.
Tire, left rear tire.
He was running in 9th. We'll give you Kyle Busch's view next.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do if you're Austin Cindric in a position like that. If left rear tire went down, it gets on that rub block, and you're just along for the ride.
I didn't stop. Me, as a driver, I stopped. Not anybody else but me.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's make a deal. We've gone from all over the place to all over the place. So at halfway, crew's going to be reset, you're going to be reset. We'll work on the car a little bit more, and let's just go have 200 good laps.
Chase Elliott brings out the caution. And in pretty dramatic fashion, looked like he had a tire going down, and then when it completely was flat.
No. Watch this. Around. Huge run on Suarez on the inside, goes into the course, tries to slide up in front of him. Car gets loose. Woo-hoo, into the wall it goes. And then it may be a tire flat or toe link bent. I don't know what it was. Come around and spun off of 4. But man, that car shot up the racetrack. We couldn't tell if it got into the wall, but obviously did. Damage to the right rear. Whether it cut the tire down or not, he come around and spun off of 4. A lot of blocking on the bottom. Reddick tried to get underneath Suarez, and Blaney's around again.
And he gets nailed by the 11. And it's the big one in turn 2.
I was just about to say, look at the 12th car, already back in the game from his spin earlier, causing the caution. I hear you, buddy. Man, he was just getting back into it.
Brad Keselowski's had a tough week.
It's kind of a chain reaction.
As the pace car brings the field down, and they will come to a halt as NASCAR joins in our 600 miles of remembrance. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able for a moment of remembrance to honor our servicemen and women who have sacrificed their lives so that we may enjoy our freedoms this Memorial Day weekend. To honor the fallen from our U.S. Armed Forces, please join all of us in a moment of silence.
Thank you.
Noah Gregson was running 12. Jamie Mack, you had to talk about him, huh?
Yeah, I know. Clint told me not to do it.
Looks like he's been in the wall the right sides. There it is. See him coming off the wall, spinning down to the bottom.
And that'll put us under caution for the 13th time. Gregson racing to remember Army Private First Class Samantha Huff from Tucson, Arizona. Military policewoman who fell in Iraq at the age of just 18. Ross Chastain, 8th generation watermelon farmer from Alva, Florida. His dad and his brother taking care of things while he races for Team Trackhouse. Looking for his 3rd career stage win, all coming this season.
So impressive. They've been solid week in and week out to the point you're thinking, man, when is it going to taper off? When's it going to fall off? I'm a believer. they're in it for the long haul.
Joey Logano's car having an issue. You see him get in position. Here comes Denny Hamlin, catches the air hose, and may have clipped his foot.
Yeah, that right foot was hanging out when he got in there. But if it was, man, what a contender. Got right back in the game, got that air wrench right, hits it right there, gets the lug nut on. If that, yeah, you can see him hobbling on it. I think he got run over.
If he was hurt, he wasn't showing it, Regan.
Well, Mike, that's exactly correct. He did get hit on that foot when Denny Hamlin came into the pit stall. That was Tanner Andrews, right front tire changer for Joey Logano. They're checking in on him right now to see if he's going to keep going tonight or not.
Thanks, Regan.
Oh, my goodness. This guy is incredible.
Oh,
Suarez.
Briscoe got him into the back of Suarez, and he gets pounded.
Dang it. Oh, Buscher's upside down. I think he hooked a drain.
And there's the window net released, and Chris Buescher is seen moving inside the car. The AMR safety team is right there to his aid. And Daniel Suarez climbs out. He had a great race going tonight.
We'll go over. Yes, he did. And I agree with his crew chief, Travis Mack. One of the fastest cars we've had, just kept having trouble on pit road. One too many times for him. Came up in front of the 14. Briscoe got into him just at least a little bit, put him in the wall. And man, Chris Buescher over and over. What a wild wreck that was.
Jamie, I'm with you. I believe Buescher hooked something there in that infield turf that sent that car tumbling.
He either hooked a drain or it's where the turf and the asphalt meet, because it looked like the car was just sliding, and all of a sudden it just dug in. And once it did, it started rolling and wouldn't stop.
I think that's the only second time we've had one of these cars over. Thinking of Harrison Burton at Daytona.
Now, you can see when we take the onboard camera shots just how cocooned these drivers are in their seats. It's hard to get in and hard to get out of one of these cars. Now imagine when it's upside down.
I have only flipped once, and it was at Talladega, and I clearly remember as I was rolling down the backstretch, I'm like, please just land right side up, because I go into full panic mode, Clint, when things get upside down, because you can't get out. You can't let the seatbelts loose, or you fall to the roof of the car, and that's got to be so hard for Chris to sit in there and wait on them to flip that car back over.
There's just not a lot of room, and when you, again, let those belts off and the weight of yourself falls up on the roof of the car, you're just kind of in an awkward position. So very vulnerable position, obviously, but sounds like he's okay. Looks like they're getting preparation to get it flipped over. You can see them talking to him. See it flip
right
over?
there.
Yeah.
Dug in.
Upper A-frame was broken. As soon as it rolled underneath the car, it dug in and sent that thing a-flipping. Wow. What a ride. A lot of work went into the safety of these race cars. See him crawl out of that thing. Hats off to everybody involved in that. Here he comes again.
Not clear, and around he goes. And the caution waves.
Hey, I don't think Kyle Larson wanted to see that either.
Absolutely not.
That was Chase Briscoe's one shot.
Well, you just don't know if you're going to bobble. We've seen him bobble a couple times and take a couple laps to get the speed back up. I like the decision he made right there, though, Clint. He got to his inside, They had a good race. I don't think Chase Briscoe did anything wrong.
Comes a big run by that 3 on 4 tires. Look out, here it is.
He's there on Kyle Larson. Austin Dillon bobbles just a little bit.
Oh, now he's on the outside. Chastain's got him.
4 wide.
Oh, they're wrecking. Unbelievable. Did the caution come out?
They get the
white? No.
Caution before the white.
Caution. We will line up and do it again.
Oh, my gosh. When they come off of turn 2 out of nowhere, here comes a 3 right now. 3 wide on the bottom, shoots to the bottom on the 4 tires, goes for broke. Larson didn't see him coming. But when Larson didn't get up in front of Chastain, that's when I think all the trouble happened. I still thought Larson was okay, Jamie, if he would have got up in front of the 1 and utilized that push. When they got 3 wide, it was actually 4 wide by the time they got off and just...
Well, it looks like Austin Dillon came up a little bit, not knowing that they were 3 wide there, that Chastain was to the outside of Larson and got hooked and turned to the outside wall.
Now, what I just saw there was the seas parted for Kyle Busch, and he shoots the gap right through there as we ride with Ross Chastain.
You see Larson move down. Now you see him out of the gas and pushing. You see the front tires literally turning way tight. He couldn't get up in front of Chastain because of that. Holy cow.
Coming to the white flag.
White flag, no help. Either one direction.
Next flag ends the race.
Man, Denny drove it off in there. Same thing, just like early in the race. Kyle Busch gets loose on the outside. Power move by Denny Hamlin.
He's got no help by 2.
The longest and one of the most exciting Coca-Cola 600s ever comes down to the final corner. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, teammates at Joe Gibbs Racing, and they come to the line. Hamlin wins by 2 car lengths.
What a race.
Hell yeah, Pete!
Congratulations to Coca-Cola Racing family driver Denny Hamlin for finally scoring the big one, the Coca-Cola 600 here in Charlotte. The wildest, wackiest, weirdest Coca-Cola 600 I've ever seen.
Plenty of action, but what about Denny Hamlin? Being able to sit on the pole, come back and win the race. And I just think about his career. 3 Daytona 500s, 3 Southern 500s, and now the Coke 600, Clint.
This race had it all. It's 2022 in a nutshell. It's been action-packed. It's been anybody's game, and tonight it was Denny Hamlin.
Kyle Larson, we talked about him all night. He passed more cars than anybody, started in the back, the penalties, the fire, getting in the wall again. You almost had a shot there at the end to win it. How did you guys stay in it?
Yeah, long race, thankfully. Yeah, I mean, the first half was a struggle for all of us, but I was especially frustrated with myself. So to rebound from that and have a shot to win there late was something to be proud of. Our team fought really hard, so happy with that. Briscoe was really good that long run there, and wish we would have just been a little bit better, so he never would have got to me to work really hard and then ultimately spin. So and then I mean, just you're kind of gambling on tire stuff there. I think we took 2 to try and give ourselves the front row, which we did, and I think the 4 tires were just a little bit better than me and got to my inside there through 3 and 4, and then it's just really tight racing off of 4, and the 3 almost had me clear, and we just made contact there, and there was a big wreck, so kind of end of my night there. But again, proud of my Hendrick team. Even going back to yesterday, me making the mistake, getting the wall, really put ourselves in a bad spot all night. Our pit stall was terrible, having to come around the 19, and then the 10 coming around me. So just, the day would have been a lot easier if I just didn't hit the wall yesterday.
Kyle Larson brings it home 9th.